Yo, what is going on, everyone in the crypto space? So today we got some very incredible news, and it's not just news where it's from publication and it was just an official press statement. These were the words from a banker's mouth, directly said and directly quoted from a Japanese banker. This is what he says. So this article came out literally a couple hours ago. So I went ahead and threw it into Google Translate to translate this because it is written in Korean. This is a Korean publication, but keep in mind that everything that's quoted in this article is quoted from a very high-tier banker in the industry. So let's get started. I think you guys are going to love what you're about to hear. The Digital Strategy Department conducted a secondary test by the middle of this month after the first test at the end of January. Practical introduction work will be carried out by foreign exchange-related departments and IT-related departments. According to the SBI Group and Worry Bank on January 1st, there are about 60 Japanese banks participating in the remittance test using this blockchain technology, which is Ripple. Among them, 37 banks participated in the overseas remittance test that Worry Bank participated in. The Ripple network was well laid out in Japan, so Japanese banks were highly involved in the test. Non-Japanese banks included Worry Bank, Shinhan Bank, and CM Commercial Bank in Thailand. Now get ready, this is going to get good. In addition to Worry Bank, 2 or 3 Japanese commercial banks and Japanese internet banking banks are positively considering introducing the technology into practice. It's Ripple. We don't know if this is XRP, but it just sounds very well. A bank official said, I'd have to assume that this is a very high tier banker because it's a banker official, not just some teller. This is some guy that's very high up in the industry. Since the test results were good, there are many banks to be commercialized in Japan through the Ripple technology. Several banks, such as 2 or 3 mega banks and internet professional banks, are pushing to introduce the practice. 2 or 3 mega banks and internet professional banks, basically 2 mega banks and 2 online remittance banks, are pushing to introduce the practice into their system. This is fantastic. Let's carry on with the next paragraph, which says, according to industry sources, when a domestic bank transfers money to a Japanese bank using Ripple solution, the transfer takes place in real time. For example, if a bank in Korea tells you that it sends 10,000 yen to a customer in Bank B in Japan, and if Bank B confirms that the customer is a customer in Bank B, this is a very rough translation, the transfer is done. When using the existing SWIFT network, there were intermediary banks between the remittance and receiving banks, which took an average of 2 to 3 days. So guys, basically to confirm it, they're saying that several banks, several mega banks, are pushing to introduce the practice of Ripple technology. Now, you guys in the comments that are against XRP going, oh, they're not using XRP, oh, they're not going to use XRP, they're not saying XRP. Just the fact that they're wanting to push the early stages of the technology doesn't mean they don't want to use XRP in the future. Just using the Ripple network doesn't restrict them from using XRP in the future. Yesterday, and Joel Katz asked me anything. He literally said, when they use Xcurrent, it is technically very easy for them to switch on to XRP. So with mega banks pushing to introduce the practice in Japan for domestic and cross-border payments, the fact that they're wanting to do this, what stops these greedy bankers from wanting to save an additional 30% and actually potentially hold the currency to bring their rise in value in terms of assets? So this is great, guys. The test finished. It was very successful. Like we all predicted pretty much, and I love this quote. Several banks, such as 2 or 3 mega banks, are pushing to introduce the practice. They're not wanting to use it, they're not okay with using it, they are pushing to introduce the practice into their system to cut costs and transaction times and be a part of the blockchain revolution. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. You can go ahead and follow my Twitter at TeenageBuffett or pick up a Nano S in the description to keep your cryptocurrency safe. Thank you guys so much for watching this video that contains some very fantastic news. I will see you in the next one.